Fox Sports.
We are Blackmore. We are NC.
Everything fell into place for the Royals last night. 8 runs on 13 hits. 3 knocks each from Alcides and Alex. And a big fly from Haas. But the brightest star on this Monday night was Luke Hochevar, nailing down his second career complete game with this final strikeout. The Royals hope the storyline continues tonight.
Welcome to Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City for Game 2 of this 3-game series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Kansas City Royals. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Physiak along with Rex Hudler. Last night was probably the most complete game of the year when you're talking pitching, offense, and defense. And tonight's theme may be like that comedian Will Ferrell once said while watching a Bruce Chen pitch game. Come on, Chen.
Come on, Bruce Chen. That's right. Now, it's far-fetched to think that he could go a complete game and follow Hochevar. But our Kia report, that's what I'm going to say. Follow the leader. Now, get some early count-outs. You stay in the game a little bit deeper. But in order for Chen, he's got to have the pin to win. No question, 7th, 8th, and 9th, we'll be relying on those guys out there in that pin.
He hopes the Royal offense remains hot. They have 16 runs and 33 hits their last 2 games. Rays and Royals next. The Missouri Lottery. When you play, students win. And by your Kansas City Chevy dealers, the official vehicle of the Kansas City Royals. When we come back, Joe Goldberg will talk about Luke Hochevar.
Night with the shutout here at the K. And Joel Goldberg now in the outfield. Jeff Montgomery and I caught up with pitching coach Dave Island, who said that Luke is now pitching differently than the past, and he thinks that's the key to the turnaround.
It's been a working process and something I've been trying, and Ned and I both have been trying to get across to Luke about, not changing the stuff that he has, but how he's using it. And we started to see it over in Pittsburgh a few weeks ago, and then it carried into the start in Milwaukee where it really got good, then of course Houston, and then last night. So, he's on the right track now. We just got to keep him going.
Island sees a more confident Hochevar on the field, the dugout, the plane, or the bus. He's got a swagger. We are back with the first pitch next.
Warner Cable, the official TV, internet, and home phone provider of the Kansas City Royals. We come to you from Kauffman Stadium. Joe Madden is the skipper for Tampa Bay, and you can see the Beasts of the East for the second time this season. Sunday was the first day. All 5 teams in the American League East enter play today. 3 or more games over 500. That's the latest into the season that has happened since the current divisional format began in 1994. He's going with Upton, Pena, Keppinger, Matsui, Zobrist, Rodriguez, Jennings, Conrad, and a young man by the name of Jose Lobaton. First pitch is high from Bruce Chen, the veteran from Panama City.
Okay, first pitch breaking ball. They're going to see a lot of those, although he will mix in fastballs, sliders, and changeups, along with that big curve, different arm angles. He creates as he goes, but he's a veteran who pitches with confidence, with a good mound presence and a good tempo.
Upton pops it up down that left field line. This should reach the seats and will, and the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes.
The conditions in today's games showing the wind blowing here at Kauffman Stadium from the right field foul pole to the left. So there is a little crosswind. One of the reasons that ball went so far into the stands, a foul.
This is a young man. You can strike out. He has struck out 65 times this year. Just barely missing low. The count evens at 2-2.
Bruce will raise the eye level with his 4-seam fastball at times, and seems like that pitch, it might be 88, but it's like it's 98. Pretty good location last 2. Home plate umpire Larry Vanover Didn't give it to him. Let's see how the changeup works.
Lifted in the right field. Francoeur, with the sun in his eyes, goes over near the shade and makes the catch for out number 1.
The Ford defense is a good one. Very good fielders out there. I'm going to tell you, the corners are good. Escobar, you know, he's an acrobatic shortstop. Now, Brian Pena's getting the start. He's been catching most of Bruce's starts this year. With 3 catchers, you just never know how long they'll keep him. Brian Pena is one of the leaders. He's got a lot of passion. They like his game, and he's a good switch hitting catcher. Batting left-handed today, gets some big hits. Does a nice job behind the plate.
And the man behind Brian is Larry Vanover, calling balls and strikes. Tony Randazzo at first base, Brian Gorman at second, and Todd Tickner at third. Good breaking ball in there at 68 miles an hour. That's one of the slower curves we've seen from Bruce Chen.
He'll add and subtract from all of his pitches. And when you do that, you end up having about 8 pitches.
Then he goes fastball. That is shot to left field for a base hit. So Pena, a veteran, adjusted well there to a fastball away from him. A good 20 miles an hour more. Our time and temperature is brought to you by the parking spot. First pitch at 7:10. Temperature at the first pitch 93 degrees, 4 degrees higher than it was yesterday. So Pena's on with a base hit. The Rays got to Hochevar in that first inning when Pena walked. Upton singled, but Matsui hit into a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play, and Hochevar dominated after that.
Okay, this Tampa Bay Rays team versus left-handers, hitting-wise, they have a .224 average against lefties. Not a very big average. The team is 11-14 versus left-handed starters.
Overall, the Rays at 40-33, 4.5 games back of the New York Yankees in the East. They won the wild card last year at 91-71 on the final day of the season, overtaking the Boston Red Sox. Joe Madden was named Manager of the Year. Now Jeff Keppinger, who has been extremely hot the last month.
Yeah, he's been a very good performer for them. He's hit safely in 13 of his last 15 games. He plays all around the infield. Tonight he's at third base. Joe Madden scrambling his lineup a little bit to try to find the matchup that's going to work. A lot of guys on the DL. 9 to be exact.
That's not where you want to hit the baseball. Mike Moustakas has turned more double plays than any other American League third baseman. 22. One out, one on. We're in the first inning.
Keppinger's handled lefties pretty well. Hitting .419 this year with 1 homer off him.
Wide open stance. Out of play right side.
What that wide open stance, Fizz, you see the ball a lot better. You're not looking across the bridge of your nose when you're closed up with your foot like that. But when you're open, both eyes are staring at the pitcher. Your hands are all in the same position. They never move, just your foot. And then you swing it in. Once you swing it in, you got to have the point where you know you can stop it to keep your momentum from going too far forward. But it's a comfortable start.
He's not vulnerable to the pitches away.
No, you know what? He can get to those pitches.
Foul.
You can see where his back foot is. His back foot is fairly close to the plate. His hands are hanging over the inside part of the plate, so by the time he comes around with his leg, he'll be able to reach that spot. But he's up there looking to pull Bruce. Most guys will. Left-handers, soft tossing lefties, third baseman, shortstop's going to get a lot of the action from right-handed bats. Now Bruce, he's given up a .270 average to righties with 8 homers. Lefties .276, only 1 homer. So the righties, they kind of wait for him to come in there.
Line drive past Bencourt into right center field. Pena charges around second base, and he will make it to third safely. So 2 on with 1 out here in the first inning as Keppinger comes through. And he stays hot, hitting better than .420 his last month of the season.
Well, that'll answer your question. Can he reach that outside pitch? There it was. He was in perfect form. He's able to get right out there, get the bat head there, and that's a good AB. He lined that one solid. Uni just couldn't get it. Good attempt.
So it's a similar situation that we had last night with Hochevar facing Hideki Matsui. 1 out. Last night there were runners on first and second. Matsui hit one right at Mike Moustakas, who turned it into a 5-4-3 inning-ending double play. They're giving Matsui a chance. He is now at the twilight of his career, 38 years old. Great star for the Yomiuri Giants over in Japan. Of course, when he came over to the States, he was a real star for the New York Yankees. Hit 2 home runs in his first game with the Rays, but has not hit one in 20 games since.
Yeah, now, you know, he's in the twilight of his career. There's no doubt about it. But he's got some occasional pop. And for Bruce, you'd like to get him to hit into his 5th double play ball. Not going to happen.
Dyson setting up, catch is made. Carlos Pena coming home, throw to the plate. They dropped the baseball, and Pena scores.
Wow, I'm not so sure that Brian Pena ever caught it in the first place. Now, it looks like he might have. But what a throw by Gerard Dyson. That would have been a great way to get a double play here. Dyson backs up on the ball. Good, strong throw. He followed the throw to keep it straight. Perfect throw. One hopper, and Pena never had it. He never caught it. That's what I thought. Didn't look to me like he had it. Now, he was transferring. There it was. It was in the transfer. He was setting up for the contact, and you see how he never even had it, and he bobbled it, and he took the lick as well.
Keppinger moves up from first to second base. Could have been an inning-ending double play. Instead, Zobrist will have a chance to make it 2-0. Ben has been hot, hitting .377 the last 3 weeks of the season to raise his batting average from under 200 to 238.
So that went from a momentum changer to a little advantage to the Rays offense here. A little momentum for them. I mean, you can't put a ball any better than Dyson's throw. That was a perfect throw home.
Bruce is making his team leading 16th start of the year. His record 6-6. Zobrist lines it to Moustakas. The inning is over, but the Rays score a run on a pair of hits. Dyson on a great throw, and Bruce Chen gave him a pat on the back as well. Eddie Rodriguez was there. He did his job. It looked like they might have the double play, but Brian Pena could not hold on as he tried to transfer the baseball from glove to hand. It bobbled free, and then he was smacked by Carlos Pena. 1-0 Tampa Bay. Gordon will lead things off. Betancourt, Moustakas, then Butler, Francoeur, Hosmer, Pena in for Salvi Perez, and Dyson and Escobar go 8 and 9. On the hill, Chris Archer, a 23-year-old right-hander from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Well, you see those numbers there? That's from his first major league start. Okay, now he ended up, after getting out of the first inning where he gave up those runs, settling down. He was really nervous, and it's to be expected your first major league start. Now this is his second. What makes him so good is he's got some plus pitches. He's got a mid-90s fastball. He's got a really big slider. Now, he calls it a slider, might throw a little curveball in between, but it's got a good overhand breakdown and occasional changeups to lefties.
This is the third organization he has already been with.
He can have some command issues. So maybe first time through, Royals, they kind of be patient with him. A little bit of selective. See if they can get a few guys on and then get a big base hit and put some nerves back in him. Rattle those nerves.
Speaking of patient, Alex Gordon will lead things off, and he has been outstanding, both striking the baseball and being very patient and taking his walks. 446 on-base percentage ever since Ned Yost returned him to the leadoff spot. He shows bunt, brings the bat back, but takes a strike. It's 2-1.
I just like how comfortable he looks, and when you're relaxed, you can react a lot quicker as a hitter.
Waves at the breaking ball thrown by Chris Archer, and he has a terrific slider to go with a changeup as well.
I like that 446 on base percentage, third highest in baseball, though, by Gordon during that time he's been in that leadoff spot.
And Chris Archer strikes him out. So Gordon is gone. One down in the bottom half of the first inning. Here is our Ford around the horn Rays defense.
Okay, B.J. Upton, he can go get him out in center field. Zobrist, he's a good right fielder, and they expect him to make most plays. But I'm going to tell you, though, the shortstop, Sean Rodriguez, he's got most of his starts this year at short. It's his 32nd start at short this year. He's made 9 errors, and it's expected when you play third, short, and second. He's never really in one particular spot the whole way, but he's a very good athlete.
3/4 of their defense is different from last night. Betancourt swings at that slider and misses. 1 ball and 1 strike. Last night we had Conrad at third, Elliott Johnson at short, Rodriguez was playing second, and Carlos Pena was at his first base. Tonight, as you talked about, Keppinger at the hot corner, Rodriguez moving to short, and Conrad goes from third to second. This team has had 8 different third basemen.
And that's one of the reasons that they have made a lot of errors, 62 errors this year, is because they don't really have a set infield spot. And Joe Madden has had to work overtime to find out the combinations that's right for some of these injured guys that are missing. Longoria being the main key.
So they have to win because of their great pitching, and it has been very good again this year, particularly with starting pitchers David Price and James Shields. They do have injuries to a couple of guys, Jeremy Hellickson and Jeff Neiman, reliever in Kyle Farnsworth, but there's David Price. He won his 10th game on Sunday. James Shields on the other side of pitching coach Jim Hickey. That ball struck to right field, but shading his eyes is Ben Zobrist in right field. The bottom half of the first inning ate him alive last night. 2 outs. Zobrist misplayed a couple of balls in right center field, allowing the Royals to score their first run. And Mike Moustakas' double clipped off the glove of Zobrist and right.
Well, we wondered if they would show any effects of that day-night doubleheader they played on Sunday coming into yesterday's game. And sure enough, talking with Joe Madden this afternoon, I asked him, Joe, you think you guys were a little sluggish? He said, yes, no question. And I said, does that first inning kind of set the table? And he said, yeah, it was. We just couldn't come out of it. He told me 2 positive things that he liked was the fact that his pitcher Cobb went out there and pitched a complete game. Rested his bullpen. That probably was the biggest start for Joe Madden in this particular situation all year, just because they were really taxed. And he said 2 hours and 17 minutes wasn't too bad either. We got to go home and get some rest.
That was after they swept a doubleheader and beat both Cole Hamels and Cliff Lee on Sunday. Joe, the eternal optimist. I mean, he will find a silver lining in the darkest of clouds. The ball struck to the right side, taken care of by the shortstop, playing on the second base side of the bag, and Moustakas is the third out. This summer in Kansas City by coming out to Taco Bell All-Star Sunday here at the ballpark on Sunday, July 8th, for 2 exciting events and a spectacular fireworks show to end the evening. The Sirius XM All-Star Futures game features the next generation of Major League stars from the minor leagues. Here's a pitch by Bruce Chen, and Sean Rodriguez swings and misses. Now you can come and see Hall of Famers, Royals legends, and your favorite celebrities in the Taco Bell All-Star Legends and Celebrity Softball Game. Tickets are available now at allstargame.com or by calling 1-888-FANFEST. Swing and a miss, and then a foul ball. 0-2. Rodriguez is a guy you can strike out. He has struck out 48 times this year. Hochevar got him in the second. Barely missing with the fastball at 87. Oh, it called it. A late call by Larry Vanover, and Rodriguez debating the call by Larry. But that's strikeout number 1 for Bruce.
You know, 2 strikes, that's anything close, you got to be hacking. If you don't hack, they'll make you go back. And that might have been delayed, but that was a good pitch. Right where Chin wants it, on the outside part of the plate. Good spot.
Now Desmond Jennings is the batter. And this guy has plenty of speed, 25 years of age, from Birmingham, Alabama.
But when
Takes one on the outside corner, now one on the inside.
When Bruce gets his tempo going and he's chomping that gum with confidence, he gets that ball in there and he can be really tough. His rhythm is good. He's got a good, positive body language, confident looking. And he's a veteran. He's learned how to have good mound presence.
A swing and a miss, and down goes Desmond Jennings.
Okay, this curveball, he took a lot more off this curve. And when you take something off your curve and you get the right arm slot with the rotation, sometimes you get a little more depth to it. That had that big hammer, big break to it.
Now Bruce to face Brooks Conrad. Breaking ball that misses outside. Conrad, now 32 years of age, out of Arizona State University. Even he has to be proud of what Arizona did yesterday, winning the College World Series. I know the Royals have a strength and conditioning coach by the name of Ryan Stoneberg, who is awfully proud of his alma mater, the Wildcats. Andy Lopez, a terrific baseball coach, winning it for Arizona and Omaha. Here is the pitch, and it is swung on, lifted back to the screen, 1-2. Brooks was a member of the Milwaukee Brewers when he started the season, but did not do so well. Only had 4 hits in 25 games. Released, signed by Tampa Bay, and did quite well. Now he's fouled it off. Hit .405 at AAA with the Rays organization, and has 4 hits in 4 games with the Rays.
And you know, and he hit .424 in AAA versus lefties, 14 for 33. It's a pretty good number. So he's got some confidence. And up here, just 2 for 5 against southpaws. And if you can find a niche, and you're like Conrad, and you can play a lot of different positions, and then a niche being you can hit left-handed pitching, he's got a chance to stay in the league and maybe possibly get to the National League, where he's utilized even more off the bench with his athleticism.
Gordon chasing this one, and it is gone. A home run for Brooks Conrad. It's 2-0 Tampa Bay.
And you keep doing things like that, that'll keep you on the roster.
That is his first home run with the Rays.
Yep, that was a no-doubter. Pena wanted the ball in, and Chin left it out over. 9th home run given up to a right-handed batter this year by Bruce.
Chen now facing Jose Lobaton.
'27-year-old switch hitting rookie. Very good catcher. Some scouting reports say that, you know, he'll probably be a backup catcher because he's a little bit light with the stick. But you know what? You don't ever trust what they say, basically. You go out and do your thing.
Escobar takes care of Lobaton, but Conrad takes Chen deep. Here comes Butler, Francoeur, and Hosmer. SEC, Jackie is a strong advocate for her hometown of Atchison, Kansas, serving on both the Chamber of Commerce as well as the annual Amelia Earhart Festival Committee. Born and raised in Atchison, Jackie and her husband enjoy promoting her hometown and encouraging others to visit. Jackie and her fellow residents will celebrate the 16th annual Amelia Earhart Festival with a new piece of cutout highway art, which will be displayed on Highway 73 south of Atchison. They're celebrating the 75th anniversary of Amelia's last flight, and it's only a few weeks away, that festival. Here we go with Billy Butler. Chris Archer had a good first inning, now taking on Butler. 4 hits and 18 at-bats on this homestand, including a home run in the 9th inning on Sunday. He pops this one up into shallow right. 1 out. Saturday, July 14th is the annual Viva Los Royals celebration as the Royals take on the White Sox. There will be singing and dancing acts at the outfield experience before the game, as well as free salsa contests featuring the best local Mexican restaurants showcasing their best recipes. The first 20,000 fans will also receive a Royals chip and dip platter courtesy of Sprint. Go to Royals.com/Viva for information and for tickets. There is Jeff Francoeur. He had a base hit. Should have had 2, but was robbed on a wonderful defensive play by Brooks Conrad. Took a double away from Frenchie in inning number 5. I was talking to Jeff before the game, Rex, and he said he knew Hochevar and Salvi Perez were on early. Just their synchronicity was fantastic. Good pitch by Archer, and he gets it up and in on Jeff Francoeur.
Hey, never facing the guy before. You watch him on video, it's a lot different when you're facing him. Comes right over the top. Okay, he can be sneaky. Okay, he has a quick arm stroke. He finishes it very quickly with his arm coming straight down. You like pitchers that come over the top because you know where their release is exactly, and you can see it a little bit better. But sometimes he stays on top and it gives him better leverage with his slider, and he's got a good one. And to go with that changeup there, that's a very nice pitch that's hard to command, especially when you're young.
He is a guy who has a history of being wild, so the Royals have to have that in the back of their mind. There's a base hit to left field by Eric Hosmer. Had 2 hits last night, including a home run, his 9th, and now lines a single to left.
Hey, there's a smile. It sure is nice to see that, especially when you leave the batter's box. You're not holding your breath. The minute you make contact like that, you know that's a knock. It's not a better feeling for a hitter. Except for the one that leaves your bat that you know is a homer. Yeah.
Well, he and Mike Moustakas had smiles on their faces when you walked into the clubhouse, and as soon as they saw you, they said, "Uncle Hud."
Oh, well. It's easy to really root and encourage all of these young Royals players, Fizz, but having done it myself, I understand how they're thinking. I know their mindset, and being that young in the game, every day's an adventure, and it's good to feed off of that energy.
Both of them love a good baseball story, and you are filled with them.
Yes, unfortunately for the Royal fan base, they're going to hear some of them, but at the opportune time, I won't throw them down their throat, I promise. But love to tell stories. Why not?
Hosmer with 7 steals this year does not go. He is 7 for 8 in stolen base attempts. Pena, despite his size, only has 1 home run this year. He was back on May 28th at Cleveland looking for his first at the K. All 3 of his home runs last year were on the road. All 3 at Texas.
Well, you know, Brian's a big, stout guy. But when you take a shot like he took from Carlos Pena there, you know, he'll feel that. And unfortunately, he couldn't hold on to the ball. That would have been an excellent play to finish the double play there.
There's ball 4. So this is what we were talking about. This young man has a history of getting wild. He started the year in AAA at Durham and walked 45 batters in 76 2/3. Well, they call it a strike. I beg your pardon. Larry Vanover is known to make a late call. I too thought that was a ball, but I beg your pardon.
It's okay. Pena says, I want to rip base hit here. Threw him an off-speed pitch.
Archer, we told you 45 walks in just 76 2/3 minor league innings. In his first major league start, that was his debut against Steven Strasburg on Wednesday at Washington. Only walked 1 in 6 innings. And swings and misses, and Archer gets the strikeout instead of the walk. 2 Ks in the inning for the kid.
Kauffman Stadium, where Eric Hosmer already has a hit. It went opposite field, and no surprise there because half of Hosmer's hits this season have gone opposite field, including his home run last night. Talked to him about that today, and he said he just feels like when he's going opposite field, he's seeing everything better, everything slows down, and he felt that way last night, real comfortable, more patient. He said he really had been in swing mode lately, feeding into the pitcher's hand, but last night felt like things were a lot better, was happy with all but one at bat, and obviously off to a good start tonight, guys.
Thank you, Joel. And here is Bruce Chen, ready for his 3rd inning of work. Second time through the order. First time he faced B.J. Upton. He threw him a first pitch curveball and does so again for strike 1. This young man has tremendous power. And he belts that one to center field, but Dyson had him played perfectly, and there's 1 out. Chen earned the win in a 2-1 game on Wednesday at Houston.
Yeah, he did. Carlos Pena stepping in. We got to show that play at the plate again. Okay, Tom Foley, third base coach, sends him, not really thinking that Dyson could throw him out. He catches the ball 4 steps before Pena gets to him. Now, typically, so you see Pena turned his shoulder to him. Now, when you're standing straight up like that as a catcher, that's an easier target to run into and to crash into. So a lot of catchers will get down, they'll squat down into a little ball in front of home plate and protect it and make the runner go down low to try to hit you. You absorb the blow, and sometimes you flip the guy. It's not quite as strong a hit when you're standing straight up. Now, Pena knew it was coming, and so here it is. Here's a crash. Now, I knew that he didn't have the ball. I could see both Penas here got rocked. Momentum changer.
Chen this time strikes him out.
Good slow curve. Actually, that was a little bit more of a slider, looked like to me. Didn't quite have that big pitch. So it's, sometimes as many pitches as he throws and he takes so much off of him, it's hard to tell exactly what he threw, but it was an off-speed pitch.
Keppinger rips it foul, and he did the same thing his first time up, peppering that third base line. Finally, when Chen worked him away, he singled back up the middle, just over the head of Betancourt, and the ball Bowie down the left field line. Took it off of his foot. And we were talking about the College World Series, and this is a guy 12 years ago who had an amazing NCAA baseball tournament as the star for the Georgia Bulldogs. Jeff Keppinger hit .500 with 9 home runs in 10 NCAA games.
Man, get hot at the right time.
Exactly. How about that haircut? He's got the wrong haircut and the wrong color shirt. Where's the blue? Come on.
Big sister wanted the ball.
Keppinger skies it to center field. Dyson will make the catch, and this is the most comfortable inning of the first 3 for Bruce Chen. Student Night and Local Music Showcase. Show your valid student ID at the box office to get a $7 ticket. Make sure to get here early for live local music and drink specials in the outfield experience before the game. Go to Royals.com/student night for more information. We're seeing a lot of those powder blue t-shirts in the stands, and that is because tonight was T-Shirt Tuesday, and they gave away powder blues to the first 10,000 who came through the gates. Here's Chris Archer delivering strike 1 to Gerard Dyson. Dyson 3 hits in the homestand.
Okay, Keppinger, the third baseman, way in, trying to take the bunt away from Dyson.
Strike 2 to Dyson. Archer suffered a bad first inning in that major league debut. He allowed 3 hits and 3 runs in the first inning and then didn't allow a hit the next 5.
Well, you got to understand for sure it's his first big league start, but when you add his family in the stands, you know, and it's a big series against Washington, he was nervous. You could see it.
That's a base hit. So Dyson starts the 3rd inning well. And that brings us to a very hot shortstop. How hot? Well, he leads all major league shortstops with a .307 batting average. And here is Dyson's.
It's good even level swing right there. Perfect. Good to see him get rewarded for that. Hard to square up a ball and then get it over the infielder's head. You got to have a little luck with you. But now that he's on base with nobody out, he's got a chance to get in the back of the mind of young Chris Archer, because you know he can rip off bases.
Eske leads all major league shortstops with a .307 batting average, 3 more than Derek Jeter, who had that incredible start to the month of April. He's hitting close to 400. But Eske slowly has been climbing to 280 to 290 to 300. 410 average his last 10 games. 8 hits on this homestand alone.
Escobar is a very confident young player. I've shared many times about how this guy just loves to play baseball, but he's confident. And when you have that extra man out there with you in the highest league in the world, in the major leagues, you're a whole different player. He's confident. He's hitting over 300. He's a very good defender as well. So why not go in there with a little swagger? Plus, he's more comfortable hitting down 9th in the order. The numbers show it. Got a higher batting average in those last 3 spots than he does in the top 2.
And this is where Escobar can be successful, because with Dyson on, he'll see a lot of fastballs. Dyson does not go. Escobar shows bunt. Pulled it back in time. How about that? 2-0.
Dyson looked like he was trying to get a jump over there. Gerard has 13 stolen bases. That's tied for 7th in the American League.
Escobar to center field, deep. Upton back. Dyson racing around 3rd. They put the brakes on and the ball gets away. Now Dyson comes home to score, and Escobar goes to 3rd. Speed.
Escobar put a charge into one. Archer says, he might bunt. I think I'm going to throw him a hard fastball. Escobar says, all right, I'm going to answer. He barreled it, and it just missed going out of the yard by 6 inches. Hit high up on that wall there. And Gerard Dyson did a great job there. Watch Dice. He's going there. He sees it. He sees it. That's a good read. He was going all the way, and I believe he would have scored. But, you know, with nobody out, Eddie Rodriguez held him and then watched him in the air and throw. He alertly stopped and scored. So that was a good job all the way around. 2 guys squaring up some balls. Now look at, but Dyson doesn't take his eye off the ball. He's watching the ball. Had he took his eye off and went back to 3rd, he would have missed that opportunity.
Upton made a tremendous throw to the relay man, but the relay man was so aware of Dyson's speed, he threw wildly home, and Gerard scored anyway. Now a ground ball struck to short. This will tie the game. Escobar scores, and safe at first base is Gordon without a throw. So 2 errors in the inning on this very challenged Tampa Bay defense.
Sean Rodriguez, he had a shot hit at him. He knocked it down. Had he thrown it, I thought he had a chance to get Gordon, because the ball was hit so hard. Now watch, when he picks it up here, Gordon was just halfway. Rodriguez has a good arm, decided to put it in his pocket. So looks like the Royals are squaring up Archer here right at the end of the first time through. Dyson, Escobar, and now Gordon starting the second time through.
Rex, you were one of the fastest players I remember watching in your era, and the challenge you put into a pitcher's mind was amazing. And I think the same thing happened when Dyson got on first base, where Escobar all of a sudden got hittable pitches.
Yeah, and you know that's the one thing that never goes into a slump is speed. And you can use it to intimidate your opponent, but it sure does help if you can get on base. Toughest base to steal is first. Can't do it. You got to hit your way on. Dyson did that. And then you're right, I agree with you. I think it rattled him a little. And then they thought Escobar. See Escobar batting 9 thinking, you know what, he's not going to drive a ball like that off me. Shoot, he almost hit that ball out of dead center field.
He was sitting dead red with Dyson, 13 stolen bases at first base, and got into the mind of the young Chris Archer. A veteran like James Shields, it may not bother as much, but a young pitcher, it does. Royals are fortunate they don't have to face the two best that Tampa Bay has to offer, Mr. Price, Mr. Shields. The count 1-1 to Yuniesky Betancourt. Gordon reaching on the air, but does get an RBI, his 24th this year. Betancourt flied out to right field his first time up. Gordon with 3 steals, trying to get a good lead. Betancourt waves at the breaking ball thrown by Archer. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Jose Lobaton catching Chris Archer. Saw that swing there by Betancourt and says, you know, I think we're going to throw him another one of those. If we can get him to swing at that off the plate, we'll try it again. A young battery here. Rookie pitcher, rookie catcher. Uh-oh.
Betancourt to left field and deep. See ya. Home run for Yuniesky.
Lobaton didn't listen. He thought that he could sneak a piece of cheese by Betancourt, and it's just not going to happen here. Royals hitting Archer hard. And that ball was crushed.
Over the fence, over the bullpen, and gone. The Royals have their first lead of the game at 4-2.
And Betancourt was the first one to know he got it.
Archer, who had breezed through the first 2 innings, looked outstanding. But remember, he is a very young pitcher, just 23, from Raleigh, North Carolina. This is his second major league start, and is the first sign of trouble. He has waffled a little bit, giving up a single to Dyson, a double to Escobar, 2 errors by his shortstop, and now a 2-run home run by Betancourt. And Chen has his first lead. Moustakas has been hot, hitting .308 the last month of the season, including 18 RBIs. That's what they love. 3-1. The power's picking up, Hud. That's 7 home runs now on the homestand by 6 different Royals. Perez, Butler, Moustakas, Hosmer, Frenchie, and now Betancourt.
Little triangle defense on Moose. One guy over there at shortstop. And he's the third baseman. Keppinger.
Moustakas swings and misses and strikes out. That's the first out recorded in this third inning. Fourth strikeout for Archer.
Okay, well, just another unearned run because of the errors that were made. So, you know, that they're getting used to that. A lot of unearned runs this team. When you make a lot of errors, those are expended pitches that the pitcher doesn't have to use. And unearned runs come with it.
They had allowed 39 unearned runs coming into this game. Here is Billy Butler. This team has made the most errors in the American League with 64. Betancourt, he got a hanging breaking ball, and wow, he crushed it. Home run number 5. He now has 5 RBIs in the last 2 games.
Royals offense is coming on. They know they can hit. It's a good hitting team. There's Salvador Perez enjoying cheering on his teammates.
Seitz likes this. Team has played well, picking things up offensively. 16 runs the last 2 games and 27 hits. One game they lost on Sunday to St. Louis, but we saw very good signs in that one. And then yesterday winning 8-0 over Tampa Bay, and now a 4-run third inning to take the lead.
Well, you're like Gerard Dyson getting on. He's not leading off, but he did that inning, and that got it all started.
Butler's not going to chase that slider. This time he did.
Billy was guessing with it.
On 3-1, he didn't think he'd throw him another slider.
Yeah, he was guessing, looking for that fastball. That's what happens when you guess and you miss. Sometimes you just try to stop the swing, but it's just too hard. He throws it 3-1, he'll throw it 3-2.
He did, and struck out Billy. His slider has been ranked by Baseball America the best in the entire Rays farm system.
Yeah, well, it's a beauty. It's almost like a curveball. You would see it as that. Now, guys call their pitches different. Sometimes you call them a slurve, a combination slider curve. But really, regardless of what you call it, it's hard to hit.
Now Francoeur, and he accepts strike 1, a fastball at 93 miles an hour. Jeff struck out swinging his first time up.
Frenchie, he'd much rather hit his way on. He's not much of a walker. He's got 13 walks and 273 at bats coming into this game. He's a swinger.
Balls, 2 strikes. This is game 2 of this 3-game series. They'll play again tomorrow afternoon. It will be a 1 o'clock game with Matt Moore throwing against Everett Teaford. Teaford has been announced as the Kansas City starting pitcher. That young lady made a very nice catch on a foul ball. She has herself a souvenir. Jeff did not bite. The count is full, 3-2. time he went with the fastball, and man, it was a good one at 96 miles an hour. He has outstanding stuff. We've seen a fastball that has touched 95, 96 miles an hour, and an outstanding breaking ball, whether you call it a slider or a curve. It is a dandy. Comes back with it, and Jeff pops it up right side. The second baseman Conrad calls off Pena to make the catch, but the Royals do damage in the third, led by Uniewski, Betancourt's 5th home run.
Give it to Bruce with the lead, Bet. Way to go, buddy.
And an important one, and this one gave KC the lead. Will parents sign your kids up for Slugger's Blue Crew by U.S. Toy to be part of the fun all year long? Members receive a batting practice jersey, backpack, water bottle, ticket vouchers, front of the line access for every Sunday fun run, and much more. Now, membership to be part of the Blue Crew is just $20. So join now at Royals.com/Blue Crew or by going to the U.S. Toy Store in Leawood, Kansas. Hideki Matsui is the batter. He hit a sacrifice fly his first time up.
Very classy baseball player. He's had a heck of a career. Maybe not Ichiro Suzuki's like career, because I think Ichiro is going to be a Hall of Famer here. But Matsui, when he was with the New York Yankees and with the Angels, he would take out the entourage of Japanese media, which would be 100 maybe. They would always follow him. He's very popular in Japan. He would take them out once a month. Take all of them out, pick up the tab, and sit at the table and treat the Japanese media. You don't see that. Humble guy. And in 1993 was his first rookie year for the Tokyo Giants. And I was playing my rookie year in Japan for the Yakuto Swallows, a rival team in Tokyo. And I couldn't believe the coverage this guy got. He was only 18. He was all world in high school. And man, did they really cheer for this guy. It's like he was Paul McCartney in the height of the Beatles. That's the kind of popularity he had in Japan. I was shocked by the way they just Googled over him. They gooed. I mean, it's like unbelievable how the fans there adored this guy. Godzilla is what they called him.
He had a legendary reputation in high school, belting 60 home runs. Well, he loses his bat on this one as Chen makes quick work of him here in inning number 4. That is strikeout number 4 for Bruce.
Hey, well, you know, at least he kept it on the playing surface and didn't throw it in the stands and lose the bat.
Here's Ben Zobrist. And Rex, do you know why he bats left-handed, Hideki Matsui?
No.
Because he was so good at Japanese baseball as a child that he handicapped himself by batting left-handed, which he eventually adopted as his now natural side. He just thought he was too good the other way, and the kids just had no fun with him.
Well, he's had one heck of a career.
507 home runs, and there is a base hit to right center field. Frenchie will get to it. Zobrist with good speed, and he has himself a two-base hit. So Zobrist remains hot, hitting over 380 the last 3 weeks of the season.
Okay, Bruce just left the fastball out over. Short, quick swing by Zobrist. Stayed inside it, didn't try to pull it, hit it out of the yard. Just wanted to place it right out there like he did. Frenchie tried to barehand it. We've seen him try that a few times, and he's always bobbled. Almost better off sticking with the glove.
Now we will see two batters that Chen struck out their first time up, Sean Rodriguez and Desmond Jennings. Rodriguez pops this one up near home plate. Hosmer coming in and making the catch as Pena had to circle around the batter Rodriguez as he was walking towards first base.
Sure helps when you have young corner defenders. You want your first baseman and third baseman to catch anything they can. It's a tough job for the catcher. Pena says thank you for taking it, and I'm not so sure Pena would have caught it. Tried to get around Rodriguez. He was thinking about running, but ends up in his way, and look where that ball landed. Right in Hosmer's glove.
Now Desmond Jennings, he skies one to left center. Dyson is there, and Bruce works around the one-out double by Ben Zobrist. It remains Kansas City 4, Tampa Bay 2. By AT&T, the world's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. Steve Biziak, Rex Hudler, Joe Goldberg with you at Kauffman Stadium. Bruce Chen has thrown 4 innings, allowed 2 runs, a single run in each of the first 2 innings, and then settled down in innings 3 and 4. Eric Hosmer will lead things off in the 4th inning. He'll be followed by Brian Pena and then Gerard Dyson. Hosmer lined a single to left field his first time up. Now it seems like Tampa Bay's defense is playing a little more straight up than they did. It's still a little bit of a shift towards right field, but that third baseman was over more towards short. back in the second.
He got one that he was trying to pull, just missed it.
That wind, the way it is blowing, if he goes to the opposite field and gets underneath it, it can roar out of here because the wind is upward to 15-20 miles an hour. Hosmer, though, going to right center field. Zobrist at the track. Instead, it is Upton colliding with Zobrist, and there's one out.
Just got under that one. He's getting real close to getting locked in. Let's see. Zobrist is calling for it, and so is Upton, but Upton has priority, so he went ahead and stole it from Zobrist. Ball was hit really high in the air. And with Hosmer coming into this game, 257 at bats, he's still got a chance to raise his average fairly quickly if he can bunch some hits together. He's got a chance to get up to where he thinks is respectable, and he's not a 218 hitter.
There's Brian Pena fouling it off. You know, one of the things that longtime great Kansas City hitting coach Charlie Lau used to tell George Brett, go ahead and take your walk, because if you really want to see your batting average raise, if you can get a walk in a game, that means you go 1 for 3, which is a 333 batting average. Throw in a walk in your 1 for 4 day, make it a 1 for 3, and that average starts to climb.
Climbs a lot quicker when you get a multi-hit game, 2 and 3 hits.
We've been seeing a lot of those from Escobar, Gordon. Each of those players had 3 hits in last night's 8-0 Kansas City victory. Archer now has a 2-2 count with Brian Pena. Pena, one of 3 catchers Kansas City carrying now. Pena, Quintero, and Salvi Perez, who will take most of the work now that he's come back from the disabled list. Missing 3 months of the season because of a torn meniscus in his left knee. Good breaking ball. Pena did not go, and he works the 1-out walk. Royals fans, be sure to stop by and pick up your 4 for $44 deal at Taco Bell. This ticket package includes 4 Royals game tickets, 4 hats, and 4 Taco Bell combo meals, all for only $44. This deal is good for any Royals home game. Beginning June 28th, you can get your tickets at participating Taco Bell locations or by going to royals.com/Taco Bell. Here is Dyson. It was really a terrific at-bat that Gerard had, where he lined a base at the left field that started the trouble for Archer. Put him out of the stretch. He was worried about Gerard's speed. Threw a fat fastball to Escobar, who ripped it for a double. Bad throw by Rodriguez allowed Dyson to score, and Archer was thinking about it and hung a breaking ball to Betancourt, who hit it out. It's amazing what speed can do, just to divide the attention, the focus of the pitcher.
Yep, when you use it properly, it can be an intimidating factor, even though it may not be big physically in stature. Infielders get a little bit nervous and they might try to rush and they throw one away.
Zobrist with a terrific catch in right field.
Dyson set him up for a beautiful catch. The ball floated up, stayed up enough for him to get to it, get some Kaufman grass stains on him from the Trevor turf here. That's a beauty.
2 outs for Alcides Escobar, who barely missed a home run in his last at bat, hitting it high off the left center field wall, and first pitch breaking ball by Archer. Strike one. Alcides now with 9 hits on this homestand. 9 for 15. Now hitting .310.
I mentioned Trevor Turf. That's after, of course, their outstanding director groundskeeping and landscaping, Trevor Vance, and his 28th year overall with the Royals.
Rex, after the start that Derek Jeter had in the month of April, if I told you back then that, sometime in June Escobar is going to be hitting better than Jeter, what would you have said to me?
Well, not getting a chance to see him play every day, I would say, really? I would be a little bit shocked by that, especially as young as he is.
Pena takes second base, and the ball that bounces in the dirt, a wild pitch.
But with watching him for 254 at-bats, I could tell you he's got that opportunity because he runs well, he can bunt, he can get some infield hits. So I'm not really surprised, and I told you how confident he is and how much he loves to play, and those are some of the reasons right there.
Now a base hit could give Kansas City their 5th run. They scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning. That's a called strike 3, and Escobar is gone.
Stadium, top of the 5th. It is Tuesday, and that means time for Twitter questions. Got a bunch set in to @FS Kansas City. Let's start with Johnny Walker. What are the chances we see Will Myers and Jake Odorizzi soon? HUD, that is on a lot of fans' minds.
Yes, soon is to be debated. Soon, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say later in the season. Yes, we'll probably see them at some point late. If it's September, that means that everything has gone pretty well up here health-wise from the position players out there. But for Will Myers to get here, I'm going to say it's a September call-up unless something happens out there in the outfield.
I am going to say July, but I could be wrong. I think we're going to see a couple of these guys sometime after the All-Star break, and I think that there's a chance we could see Will Myers out in center field. And I think that there's a chance of Jake Odorizzi and or Mike Montgomery at some point.
I like it now. I'm hopeful.
Me too.
Because I love to see young talent come up, and if they get a little that shot of adrenaline up here and they get hot to start, they could really make a big addition to this team.
Hey guys, you know what I heard? You know what I heard that's interesting today, talking to some people about Will Myers, is that they're noticing that he is starting to make the adjustments. Pitchers were throwing and breaking balls that he was chasing, and he's starting to make those adjustments, and his walks are going up. And just as was the case at AA when he was starting to draw a lot of walks and they weren't pitching to him, that maybe that's starting to happen at AAA, and that would certainly be encouraging.
This is one of the bigger ballparks, one of the bigger center fields, and that is going to be a challenge. Now, Lorenzo Cain is coming back, and he is outstanding defensively. How about Escobar? Here's the throw. Wow. He has some kind of arm.
Yes, and when he knows who's running and he has a little chance and time to set his feet, he gets a real wide throwing base. That's strong. He gets a strong base. Watch him. That right foot will go back, and then he takes a step, finds the seams on the baseball, so he's got the four seams. The ball stays straight, and that's a dart.
Hey, Hud, this is an interesting one from Jeff Martin. He tweets into FS Kansas City, what does Hud do with his scorecard after the game, and has he ever had a player sign it after a special performance?
Well, my scorecards aren't exactly the most well kept. Now, my partners that I have, Ryan and Steve, theirs are worth keeping. And yes, I have seen them sign those or give them to players after special big games. But mine, I don't think anybody would want it. It's got a lot of scribble scratch on it. I'm not the greatest scorekeeper, but I do keep score.
Joel, one thing that I did, and it was my wife Stacy's idea, where I take my scorecard. Let's say Mike Moustakas has a 3 home run game. I'll have him sign it, frame it, take it to the Royals charities, and they will auction it off, and it will get money for a good cause.
Very nice.
Right now, we love the good cause that Bruce Chen is providing Royals fans. 4-2 KC. Take the Royals with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Royals out-of-market game live online and on your favorite devices in HD quality. Visit Royals.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere, and we have Joel Goldberg everywhere.
Everywhere with all kinds of Twitter questions. So how about this one? Let's start with Bubba Starling. Bill Harrington wants to know any news on Bubba Starling. Haven't heard anything about him. Have been nursing a sore hamstring, but he's supposed to make his debut in the next couple of days for Burlington. Hey, guys, I got a report tonight that already in center field, this guy can go get it.
Well, you expect a lot out of a guy like this, but doesn't have a lot of baseball experience, and I'm sure we'll see him, no question, as they teach him the Royal way of playing the game. That's hard and never giving up. Now, after that 7-pitch Bruce Chen inning, Alex lined out.
Let's go with this one from Michael Dunn at KU Hawk Fan 54. What are the chances Moose makes the All-Star game? What do you guys think?
I would love to see it. I would love to see Major League Baseball make sure at least 2 Kansas City Royals that are there. This is a guy who's doing it offensively and defensively. The one stat that a lot of people don't know about, I brought it up earlier today, he leads all American League third basemen with 22 double plays that he has started at third base. That ball stroked well to center field, but right at Upton, so 2 outs, and both of them line outs, one by Gordon, now one by Betancourt.
But you know, Joel, on Moose, certainly I would say he's worthy. You know, he's 4th in batting average amongst third basemen in the league, tied for 3rd in doubles with 16, tied for 3rd in home runs with 12, 4th in RBIs, 3rd in OPS at 837. So look, he definitely having a solid year. There's no doubt about it. So to get voted in probably won't happen. But would he be a special fan favorite here? Oh man!
Oh, with the Moose calls, the antlers
awesome
in the stands,
and you know, Escobar certainly worthy. Billy Butler. You guys have talked about Tim Collins, Jonathan Broxton. And so certainly a lot of guys this year worthy, and that's exciting.
Moustakas pops up to 3rd. Joel, thank you very much. Bruce Chen back to the hill for inning number 6. Rays, Bruce Chen is pitching very well. Steve Physiak along with Rex Hudler, and starting pitching is a big key for the Royals' second half success. Hochevar has been outstanding his last 3 starts, and Bruce Chen against Houston and now against Tampa Bay has looked strong.
Well, you don't see a lot of complete games in today's game for sure, but with that thrown last night by Hochevar, pitchers compete with each other in a friendly way, and that's a good situation to have. And so that's kind of what we're seeing now. Bruce, after that outing last night, he's saying, you know what, man, I got to really up my game. My game has got to be respectable to follow that guy. So it's a good thing.
Well, the team was hit by some hard news last week when Felipe Paulino, it was announced, had ulnar collateral ligament damage and likely will have Tommy John surgery, lost for the season, and he had pitched so well. So they knew someone needed to step up. Well, all of a sudden they're looking for others. Everett Teaford will make a start in tomorrow afternoon's game against a quality left-hander in Matt Moore. But Teaford is a guy they believe in because of his versatility. He can be a long reliever. He can be a short man. He can be a starting pitching, and he's done a wonderful job down in Omaha. Chen going up against Carlos Pena, who has singled and struck out. Bruce is pitching, And Larry Vanover is the home plate umpire. The last time these two hooked up was April 29th. And quite frankly, Vanover squeezed Chen. And Bruce is not a guy who can get squeezed. He needs to have a rather liberal strike zone, but he gave up 6 runs in 2 2/3 innings. And when he didn't get those called, all of a sudden he was going from 0-1 to 1-0 to 2-0, and then the fastball was struck and hit far by Minnesota.
Yep. Well, it's not Bruce Chen's first rodeo. He's been around, and that's not the first time that's ever happened to him. So he's a real professional, and he knows how to get through that. You just come out the next time and pitch well like he did. But Ned Yost announced Bruce Chen as the opening day starter for a reason. He's a veteran. He trusts Bruce. Bruce didn't have a good spring training at all. That's why you don't judge a veteran guy on his spring training. And he's responded here recently, winning 6 out of his last 8. He mixes him up. He's a tough guy to square up.
Went right after him with an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. Did not want to walk a guy who is known to walk plenty of times, and Pena flies out to center field.
Yep, there it was, belt high. He just challenged him.
We'll get downloads up to 50 megabits per second with Time Warner Cable Ultimate Internet. Archer has gone as high as 96. Bruce Chen has topped out at 88. Obviously, the way he has been mixing and matching has been magnificent. There's a flare to right field that will drop in for a base hit. Bruce, a real thinking man. I mean, he was an engineering major at Georgia Tech. And Rex, he made straight A's. And Bruce will tell you his college calculus and physics really helped his pitching. He said it helped him be mentally alert and remembering sequences. Sometimes he said you have to remember sequences when you're facing a guy for the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th time.
And he's able to make adjustments from at bat to at bat when he's facing these guys.
His cousin and father are electrical engineers, and his sister is a electromechanical engineer. Bruce didn't even start pitching until the age of 14. He always played the outfield and first base, but the team he played on already had a first baseman and an outfielder, and they said, go to the mound. Here is Hideki Matsui with Keppinger at first base. Godzilla has busted 507 home runs in his career, 332 in Japan, the rest here in the States, and still has plenty of power. Nothing in 2.
I'm not going to test him. He's looking for anything middle in that he can pull. I'm going to try to keep the ball away from him still, even though you got 2 strikes. I might try to break him out of the strike zone.
Did not chase the 88-mile-an-hour fastball. Tampa Bay has had a real tough time scoring runs with the injuries to Longoria, Joyce, Scott, third baseman and 2 outfielders, but that gentleman is not complaining. Joe Madden said that's the hand we're dealt. We'll win with it. And yet, Rex, they've only hit .225 on this road trip, and they've scored 2 or fewer runs 8 times in the month of June.
So he's really relying on his starting pitching to shut offenses down. If it doesn't happen and they don't pick up their offensive production, they're going to further behind in that AL East, where they have a lot of strong offenses that score some runs.
New York, Baltimore, Boston, Toronto, all with excellent offenses, and this team has had to stay in the race with a tremendous pitching staff. Eventually they will get Longoria back, and Joyce and Scott. He punches it to second base. One. No. Matsui safe at first base.
Yeah, ball wasn't hit that hard. 3-hopper. Get the force out. That's all you want.
Now Bruce has to face one of the hottest Rays, Ben Zobrist, who lined out to Mike Moustakas in the first and doubled to right field in the fourth. Matsui, even at the age of 38, runs well. Ben has hit over 380 the last 3 weeks of the season.
Talked about his defensive skills in right field and at second base. And here Geisen set him up for a nice one. Goes down. Look how quick he jumps to his feet. Hits that turf and comes up ready to throw a guy out. He looks a lot more rested today.
That's what Joe Madden said. He said the bad news about yesterday is we lost the game. The good news, what was it, 2 hours and 17 minutes?
Yep.
They were able to get back to the hotel and get a good night's rest. The worst thing they wanted was to have an extra inning game, last about 4.5 hours. Well, he worked around Ben Zobrist, and even though he puts the tying runs on, perhaps he feels a little more comfortable pitching to Sean Rodriguez, who's batting just 176 the last 28 games that he's played, and struck him out and popped him up in this contest. So let's see if Rodriguez takes that personally. He's able to square up a Bruce Chen pitch.
That's the first walk of the evening for Bruce.
He has great command.
83 pitches thrown, 60 for strikes, 23 for balls.
He has walked no more than 2 batters in any of his 15 starts. His average of 1.97 walks per 9 innings ranks 5th in the American League. This time Rodriguez would not bite. You told the story of Bruce Chen working on that gum. Why he does it. This is the only time he chews gum on the mound.
Well, he was tipping his pitches. And so a couple years ago, one of his teammates said, hey, did you know that you stick your tongue out when you throw a curveball?
Ooh, where did that miss?
Oh, good spot.
Payne, you wanted that one on the outside corner.
He said, I didn't realize that. So the hitters were picking up on him. He goes, I got something for that. I'll just start chewing gum. So he looks the same all the time. Pena, nice job of holding that for Vanover.
All 3 of those pitches, pitch tracks looked like they were strikes. Now an off-speed pitch at 79 miles an hour gets it back even in the count with Sean Rodriguez. 2 on, 2 out in the 6th. This young man, a very good fastball hitter. Chen has thrown him an assortment of breaking balls and off-speed pitches. To right field, Frenchie there, a line out to end it. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's Kansas City 4 and Tampa Bay 2. Good crowd at the K. Royals lead it 4-2, and this July, don't miss the biggest event of the summer as baseball's greatest stars battle for home field advantage in our yard. The Fall Classic. Well, the road to the World Series begins with the 2012 Major League Baseball All-Star Game Tuesday, July 10th at 6:30 on Fox at Kauffman Stadium. And why not vote for your favorite Royal? Vote at the K or at Royals.com/vote. Moustakas, Butler, Cedes Escobar, very, very strong candidates. And Billy having another fine season, hitting over 290 with 14 home runs and 44 RBIs. The sixth inning, by the way, fans, is our Sonic Slam inning, and our contestant is Josh Tribble of Olathe. If the Royals hit a home run in this inning, Josh will win $1,100. But if the Royals hit a grand slam out of the yard, Josh will win $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals. Breaking ball is in there. A high strike delivered by starting pitcher Chris Archer, who's still in the game.
Kind of like to see one. Royals have yet to hit a grand slam this year.
Butler skies it in the air. Upton drifting back at the warning track, reaches up and pulls it down for out number one. And Josh was in Olathe on the edge of his seat saying, I got $1,100 and calling my friends right now, and I'm going to head down to Boulevard. No,
get me some
not yet.
Pale ales or some wheats. Hey, but you know, he just got under that. It hit a little bit too high for that part of the yard to get out. If he'd have squared it up a little bit more, I think he would have had one.
Jeff Francoeur is 0 for 2, a strikeout and a pop-up, and 2 at-bats against Archer. Chris has now thrown 90 pitches through 5 1/3 innings. 53 have made the strike zone. 37 have missed. The Royals with 4 runs on just 4 hits. Tampa Bay with 2 runs on 5, but 2 costly errors by the Rays back in inning number 3 hurt them. Chris Archer in just his second major league game. He's 4-8 with a 4.8 earned run average at AAA Durham. And now it is 3-2. Great curveball. Strikes out Francoeur, 2 gone in the 6th inning. That's 7 strikeouts for the kid.
Yeah, and no wonder they like his future.
And that will be it. Joe Madden will make a pitching change here. He wants the left-hander to face Eric Hosmer after Hosmer almost belted one out last time against Chris. So the Rays go to the bullpen. It is our Chevy call to the bullpen. Rays go to the pen for the first time in this series. The Kansas City organization. He comes on to face Eric Hosmer. You see his numbers this year, a rather high ERA. 20 strikeouts against 9 walks.
Sinker, slider, curve, and change. He'll go 85 to 88. Not very hard thrower, but he's a command guy.
His job, get Hosmer out. And Hos tried to bunt his way on with that third baseman pulled way over towards the shortstop position.
Okay, now if they're going to keep playing the third baseman over there at shortstop, that's fine. And if he makes an opportunity to bunt like that, take your time. There's no need to have to run to get out of the box. Go ahead and just see the ball down. You got plenty of time to bunt it and then run. There's no need to try to bunt it on the run like that. So he'll learn that.
Chopped up the middle. Rodriguez gets it and throws out Eric. The inning is over as Hal does his job. We head to the 7th inning. Kansas City holds a 2-run lead for Bruce Chen. Panera Bread with 23 locations and now in Brookside. Visit us at PaneraKansas.com and by AT&T Ubers, the new wireless receiver from AT&T Ubers. Visit att.com/free your TV. Rethink possible. Steve Physiak, Rex Hudler, Joe Goldberg with you at Kauffman Stadium. A terrific crowd on hand on T-Shirts Tuesday. They gave away those cool powder blue T-shirts, and it's time for our T-shirt trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Who are the only 3 Royals to ever lead the American League in on-base percentage? We'll give you the answer later in the game. Kansas City has been known for a free swinging club for years. They used to hit their way on. Guys like Brett and McRae in the 70s. Big breaking ball for strike 1. Kelvin Herrera is warming up in the Royals bullpen. Lifted foul by Desmond Jennings, who is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and flyout. And there is Herrera. It's hard to believe he is just 22 years of age. Young, talented bullpen that got some rest yesterday because of Luke Hochevar.
Well, I'm definitely going to guess in that trivia question Kevin Seitzer, because Seitzer was an on-base percentage guy, and he was part of our answer last night. So I'm staying with Seitzer. He's hot. But that's only one guess.
It's bye-bye Balboni. Pretty patient.
No.
How
He's a
about
power
John
hitter.
Mayberry?
Possible.
In the air, deep to center. Dyson on his horse runs it down. Always important to keep a speedy leadoff man on to the bases like Desmond Jennings. Here comes Brooks Conrad, who belted a home run back in the second inning off Chen, and then Bruce struck him out in the fifth.
Okay, outfielder's going to swing over a little bit, play him to pull. Missed that one.
Mistimed it, and Gordon is there for the second out. Fans bring the entire family to Major League Baseball's All-Star Fan Fest from July 6th through the July 10th at Kansas City's Convention Center Bartle Hall. Major League Baseball All-Star Fan Fest is an interactive baseball theme park and the largest baseball fan event in the world. Get free autographs from baseball legends and members of the Hall of Fame and much more to guarantee your preferred date and time slot. Buy tickets now at allstargame.com. All attractions are included with the price of admission.
It's a fun place to be. You'll be surprised by all the artifacts and things that are there. Don't be afraid to stop by and check it all out, because it is indoors where there's air conditioning.
It has been warm in Kansas City the last few days. Rex, I know everybody likes offense. They like the big home runs. Me, I love pitching. Hochevar last night, Chen tonight have been an absolute delight to watch. That's up the middle. Bruce has it. 1, 2, 3 go the Rays in the 7th inning, and Chen with a quality start. 4-2 KC. Talk State Park. Visit Mo.com. It's an outstanding place. The beauty, the sunshine, an opportunity to fish.
And there's some large ones in there.
Visit Mo.com. Now time for our AT&T U-verse. Reverse replay. Bencourt with a big fly for the Kansas City 4-2 lead.
His 5th home run of the year, and it was timely.
Right now, Luke Hochevar's gone over to congratulate Bruce Chen. The Royals bullpen well rested. They'll hopefully give their pitching staff a few more runs here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. But right now they are set up well with a well rested pen of Herrera and Holland and Broxton. Brian Pena will lead things off for Kansas City here in inning number 7. He'll be followed by Gerard Dyson and then Alcides Escobar.
Usually a rested Royals pin is not good for the opposition. Usually. They're a feared pin, no question about it, with all those hard throwers at the back end.
J.P. Howell took over and got the final out in that 6th inning. Now turning Brian Pena, switch hitter, around to bat from the right side. Howell in the Kansas City organization from 2004 through 2006. Traded that year as Pena pops it up. Left side, drifting out is Rodriguez, coming on. And dropping the baseball is the left fielder Jennings, and out at second base is Brian Pena.
Okay, you just never know the way he swung at it. The left fielder took back a step. He had it in his glove and it just flipped out. So that'll be a base hit.
Terrific throw by Sean Rodriguez.
So Jennings, all you do is close that glove. Sean Rodriguez alertly got it to Conrad, who puts the tag on him.
That would have been a big lift for Kansas City. Leadoff man in scoring position. Dyson now the batter. Shows bunt, pulls it back in time. Keppinger was roaring down that third base line from the hot corner. Pena came in at first base after being even with the bag. Now Dyson swinging away, and Howell tests him upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
Okay, 2-0 is a good time for Dyson to focus on staying inside the ball and shooting it by the third baseman Keppinger. It's a good, perfect opportunity for him to manipulate the third baseman who's in on the grass.
Were you very good at faking the bunt and then slashing?
Yeah, you know, I butchered board once in a while. That's not a bad. It's better when there's a runner on, though. That was a perfect pitch, elevated right over the plate, belt high. Just be a little bit late, wait, and then slap it down that left field line.
Caught by the pitcher, and Dyson has been robbed by the Ray defense in his last 2 at bats. One by Zobrist and now one by Howell.
That's what Howell did. He's just challenging him here, saying, all right, I'm going to throw it up in the air so you can hit it in the air. But quick reactions. That would have been a clean knock. Good play. It's all reaction.
Now Escobar, who is 1 for 2 with a double, a run scored. He's also struck out looking against starting pitcher Archer. Each team with only 5 hits. Rodriguez got him. We head to the 8th inning. We'll see a new Royal pitcher when we come back.
At Kauffman Stadium, Panera takes us around the league. Home runs from Trumbo and Pujols lead the Angels over Baltimore. Cleveland loses to the Yankees, so that's certainly good news for the Royals. Boston on top late against Toronto. Yu Darvish does give up 4 runs but has 7 strikeouts. Drew Smyly allowing 6 runs in that game. Chicago on top of Minnesota in the 7th. And Oakland and Seattle yet to begin. Here it is Aaron Crow. More on that, Steve Pizziotto.
Thank you, Joel. As we have our Chevy call to the bullpen, Aaron Crow comes out of the bullpen. And Rex, if he can make it through this 8th inning, this will be the tough part of the order with Upton and Pena. They have so many guys who are hurt. Obviously, Zobrist is a real threat, and he bats 5th, but the power comes from Upton and from Pena. BJ is 0 for 3 in this game, 3 times flying out. His batting average is like 150 points higher when he hits the ball on the ground. And he popped up to right field in the 1st, lined out to center field in the 3rd, and flied out to deep right in inning number 5.
Well, Crow wouldn't mind for him to, if he makes contact, hit it on the ground. He's got good pitches that stay down there. Slider, fastball. Almost got him to swing on that one.
Aaron needs to throw strikes. This is a very patient team. They've worked the most walks in Major League Baseball this year. Fouled off, back in the count at 2-2.
Okay, he took a chance on a fastball down the middle. You have to. Now he'll probably go back with that good hard slider. When it's on, it's unhittable.
Like that one.
Okay, just locked up Upton on that. Took a little bit off of it. 87, had a little bit of a wrinkle. Typically he has a little more depth to that slider, but that was a very effective spot.
It's almost like Upton was looking for a completely different pitch. Now Carlos Pena, who has singled once, struck out once, and flied out to center field once. He's batting just 155 his last 3 weeks of the season. First pitch, he went after that one. It's a swing and a miss. And Crow has limited lefties to a 114 mark on the year. 5 hits in 44 at bats. Why is a right-handed pitcher so tough on lefties?
It's a hard biting slider. Comes down and in off the plate. It looks good. It's hard for the hitter to pick it up. And he starts it with the fastball, so it's out of the same plane.
That season average is 3rd in the American League and 7th in baseball among pitchers with 40 or more opponent at bats by left-handers. Pena with very good power, 10 home runs. Again, he tried to attack inside and down, 2-1.
We saw Bruce Chin fly out Pena with a ball right out over the plate, up a little bit, just took his chance with him. Nobody on,
there.
Yeah, with nobody on first base here, you don't want to put somebody on, so you might have to do the same thing. You want to take your chances. Plus, Crow has a little bit more velocity on his fastball.
Pena has struck out 91 times this year. Make it 92.
Hey, there's that nasty slider. Left-handed hitters just can't decide whether they want to take a swing at it or not.
Two outs in the 8th inning. Kansas City leading by a pair. Rays led early 2-0 after 2, but in the 3rd inning Kansas City scored 4 runs. Big hit was the 2-run home run by Yuniesky Betancourt that broke a 2-2 tie. Frenchie has this one. And Aaron Crow with a marvelous 8th inning, 2 strikeouts and a flyout. Here comes Gordon, Betancourt, and Moose for KC. Tampa Bay. Here's our AT&T trivia question. Who are the only 3 Royals to ever lead the American League in on-base percentage? Rex's guess was the Royals hitting instructor Kevin Seitzer. Even though he had an on-base percentage of .380 in his career, Kevin was not the answer. It was Brett McRae and Mayberry. And you had a good guess because Kevin has is number 1 all time in on-base percentage at 38 from 1986 through 1991.
Oh, wow. That's all we can do. They're really good questions every night. We can just guess.
Brandon Gomes is a new pitcher for Tampa Bay. 27-year-old right-hander from Fall River, Massachusetts. Gives up one to Gordon, who knocks it off the wall. Alex to second base and is there with a double.
23rd. He can really rake. He's locked in. Now, we've seen him shoot that ball to the opposite field quite regularly this last week. But right here, he gets the head out. It'll look like an off-speed pitch and bounces it right off of that wall for a ringing double.
The 23 tie him with Ian Kinsler of the Texas Rangers for second in the American League. Shin Soo Choo of Cleveland has 24, 1 more than Alex. So if Gordon keeps the pressure on, he now has 9 hits on this homestand. And here's Betancourt. Unieski tries to dump it into right field, but it won't get there. It is caught by the first baseman Pena, and that is a big out. Royals would love to take a 3-run lead into the 9th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Corporation and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Royals. We're here at Kauffman Stadium. Great crowd on hand. T-shirt Tuesday. They will intentionally walk Moustakas to set up the double play facing Billy Butler.
Yeah, they're playing the percentages. They're not trying to please the crowd.
Butler takes umbrage of this. He wants to come through. He has the RBI man for Kansas City.
This will be the third time this year they've intentionally passed Moose. He is 22nd walk.
Well, the reason they're doing this is because Gomes has been outstanding against right-handed hitters this year. Righties have just 3 hits in 22 at-bats against Brandon.
And the fact that Billy Butler has grounded into 10 double plays this year is another factor into that.
What do you tell yourself if you're Butler?
Stay inside the ball. Don't change his approach at all. This guy here, he knows how to hit. He hits some balls hard on the ground lots of times because he has a good level swing. He makes solid contact and hits it at people. And he's not blessed with that great speed, so he gets doubled up at times. He's aware of that.
Gordon led the inning off with a double. Betancourt popped up. Moustakas intentionally walked. Two balls and no strikes. Now the right-handed hitter is on deck, and Jeff Francoeur. Crowd picks up at the K.
See Gomes holding that split finger there. He doesn't use that pitch against right-handers too much. He will hold it there, but he's going with that little fastball. He'll go low to mid-90s in his loopy slider.
There's a shot to center field, a base hit. Gordon comes around. He will score, and Kansas City goes up by 3.
That's how you stay out of the double play. You look for something up and rake it. Get Billy Butler's eyes light up on that. Great head position. He says, yes, I'll take that, and we will as a team. 45th run batted in for Billy.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, comes out as you see Gordon come home. And Alex has scored a couple of runs in this game. Now has 45 on the year. Mitch Meyer will be the pinch runner for Kansas City's Billy Butler. What might this discussion be about, Rex, with the entire infield joining Jim Hickey on the mound?
Well, you know, I'm sure it revolves somewhere around keeping the ball down. This guy's an aggressive swinger, Francoeur. Keep it down. Let's see if we can get out of this with the ground ball double play. And give the bullpen a chance to get loose. With Hosmer on deck, they got a lefty out there in their pen. So a combination of both of those things, I'm sure.
Jeff Reddy looking dead red and got a breaking ball, and now it's down in the count 0-1. Foul. 0-2. Royals offense certainly picking up with 21 runs in their last almost 3 games, but certainly starting pitching has been the key for the last 2 games of success. Hochevar with a complete game shutout last night. Bruce Chen 7 strong innings tonight, allowing 2 runs as Tampa Bay scored a run off Bruce in the first, a run in the second, and nothing thereafter. KC came up with 4 in the third and 1 in the 8th.
Great crowd here for a Tuesday night. T-shirt giveaway night. 25,982. Good crowd. Gomes tried to alter his arm angle there a little bit, drop down. Get the punch out on Frenchie. There's big Jonathan Broxton waiting his turn.
Hit high and deep. Look at this. Home run for Frenchie.
Francoeur hits his 7th home run with 2 runners aboard, and it was a hanger. And it just looked like it was maybe a backup slider. It just held up there in the zone, and Frenchie's eyes lit up and hit that a ton. Look at those eyes, good head position. He swung and he knew it. Oh, I'd like to see a perfect swing like that. Good balance. Head position, and on the middle end, that's where he likes it elevated.
The Royals have dealt their pitchers a pair of 4s. 4 in the 3rd, 4 in the 8th.
So Jonathan Broxton, I said he was waiting his turn, but he might have to wait till tomorrow afternoon now to get out there.
That's fine. Give the fella some rest. That entire bullpen, they have been working hard the first 3 months of the season. Give them a break.
Well, Brox, he hasn't pitched since June 20th, so he's got plenty of rest.
Frenchie with his 7th home run of the year, and RBIs 22, 23, and 24. Home run went 402 feet. This has gone from a close one to a blowout. This is 3 straight games now that the Royals have scored 8 runs, in a loss to St. Louis on Sunday and an 8-0 victory last night, and they lead 8-2 this evening over a good Tampa Bay team. This is a Rays team that has been money recently. 391 win seasons in the last 4 years. 2 division titles, a wild card berth since 2008. And that man has been at the helm of the ball club throughout their success. But they have gone through a lot of injuries. And he has thrown 2 good young pitchers. Both have plenty of talent. Both got knocked around a bit by Kansas City. Hosmer at first with Pena up, and Bryan rips it to right field, a base hit. Eric will make it all the way to 3rd.
Well, the Royals, they're a confident hitting team, and they bunch them together. They learned from their early season failure of hitters trying to do too much, over swinging. Now all of a sudden they're starting to get their game in order. Not all of a sudden, they've shown some pretty good spurts this year, but and I'll tell you, to score late in games, we haven't seen them do a lot of that.
24 runs and 36 hits in the last 3 games. A change in their bullpen, and KC leads by 6 back after this.
president of Boulevard Brewing. Yes, he did not bounce the pitch, and it is great to have John and about 50 employees from Boulevard here tonight. And we, of course, appreciate our relationship with them, and we appreciate what the Royals are doing tonight. So Sprint, you called it, asks, who is tonight's player of the game? Udieski Betancourt, Billy Butler, Jeff Rancourt, or Bruce Chen. We'll have those results. And, of course, we'll be talking about the third straight 8-run game for the Royals and back-to-back good pitching performances. That's coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Guys?
Thank you, Joel. Cesar Ramos is the new pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays. And he is a lefty who has good stuff. Came in with a 1.8 earned run average. He's also started this year for Tampa Bay. 28 years old, from Los Angeles, California. Hosmer's at third base. Pena's at first base. And Dyson is the batter. They get the double play. Very nicely done. But in the inning, Kansas City scores 4 times. The highlight, Jeff Rancourt's 7th big fly of the year. It's all said and done. Royals lead by 6. With an absolutely fantastic 8th inning, sitting next to Luke Hochevar through the complete game shutout last night. And the new pitcher will be Francisco Bueno, the left-hander out of Havana, Cuba. He's given up 1 run in 1 inning. This is exactly what the doctor ordered, Hud. 2 pitchers, Hochevar and Chen, who go out and rest the pen. Then, regardless of what happens tomorrow, they do have Thursday off, and this is exactly what Dave Island and Ned Yost wanted to see.
Yeah, you know, any chance they get to rest that pin, they're going to ensure a few more wins down the line, no doubt. Now, Francisco Bueno, he's a good live, fresh arm from the left side, fastball, slider, curveball.
Francisco was signed by the Atlanta Braves as a non-drafted free agent after he defected from Cuba to the Dominican Republic. Came up through their organization, signed by KC as a minor league free agent last November. Good pitch to Hideki Matsui, who was 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. Matsui, Zobrist, and Sean Rodriguez, the scheduled batters here in the 9th inning. A flare to left. That's a base hit for Matsui. The Royals with 8 runs on 9 hits. They've suffered 1 error. The Rays with 2 runs on 6 hits. And they made 2 errors, both critical errors, in a 4-run 3rd inning for Kansas City. Ben Zobrist is now the batter. He's lined out, doubled, and walked. Bueno pounds the strike zone with a fastball at 92 miles an hour. Tampa Bay had that 2-game sweep, that doubleheader sweep of Philadelphia against 2 outstanding pitchers, Cole Hamels and Cliff Lee on Sunday. It may have worn them out. Tampa Bay, really, because of the injuries and because of that doubleheader, they have lost 8 of their last 13 games. They had that terrific month of April where they led the American League East with a record of 15-8, but that was with Evan Longoria. Then he hurt his hamstring, went out. They went 500 in the month of May, going 14-14, and have gone 500 in June at 11-11.
Well, I'm going to credit Hochevar and Bruce Chin.
No question.
I'm not going to blame it on their being tired. Heck, you throw pitches like those guys have thrown.
Could be 2. It is a double play.
Okay, just like you write it up, 1 pitch, 2 outs, pitcher's best friend. And now at 25,000, almost 26,000 here, they're standing up on their feet and they're liking what they're seeing here. Really good feed to the second baseman, Yuniesky Betancourt.
Moustakas, muy bueno. Couple of big flies by Betancourt and Francoeur, and Kansas City has taken the first 2 games against the Tampa Bay Rays.
Another